Okay, Lana. So this is the Massachusetts Department of Elementary and Secondary Education website. So hopefully this little screencast will help you identify where to find things. So when you come to the website, you can come to the school district, school profiles, and click on that, and that will bring you to this site here. From the drop-down menu, you want to choose public school, and then you can pick the town or municipality you want to be part of. So let's test with Boston. Let's find Boston. We'll come here and we'll search. So it does give you all this list of schools. From the top here, you can click just grades 11 and 12. You could also choose whether or not you want just the public school, the charter schools, the innovation schools, or any of these other types of schools. For now, let's just keep it all schools. So we've chosen all schools, grades 11 and 12, and then Boston. And if we get results, then we get all of the schools in Boston that have grades 11 and 12, and it returned 35 schools. So here you go. Here are the 35 schools that all have 11th and 12th graders in them. You can then see the basic, just sort of quick rundown of whether they're a public school or whether they're a charter school. There's two charter schools in the mix. You can then choose a particular school. So let's go to the Boston Community Leadership Academy, which here's the general contact information. But we can look at the profile of the student population, which you might have gotten to this already. So we have the basic enrollments. The first chart gives us a breakdown of percentage of the school that is breakdown by race and ethnicity, and then compares it to the district and to the state. You can then get the number of total enrollments in the school with comparisons to the district and the state, although here they're not very good comparisons because it's the whole district and the whole state, not a district average or a state average. And then we'll show you the number of pupils enrolled per grade so we can see how many students are in the Boston Community Leadership Academy at the 11th and 12th grade. So here we have about 241 students who are in this school. You can then look at specific indicators for each school. Um, you can look at the attendance rate by the school, average days absent, look at select population. So if you want to look at, here's the economically disadvantaged or the first language is not English or English language learners. Probably technology is not quite of interest or plans for, but dropout rate might be something to look at, and it breaks it down by types of populations. So, and it shows you what percent dropout by ninth, 10th, and you can notice by the 11th and 12th grade, there aren't many dropouts, mostly because in Massachusetts, by the time kids reach 16, if they're not engaged with school, they will tend to drop out. Um, uh, Partly because students can sign themselves out at age 16, and sometimes schools themselves will automatically just drop non-attending students from the rolls. It's one way they sort of disengage students from school. Graduation rate is another thing you can look at. Um, so uh, you can see again by special populations, and here you might want to look at a combination of number of folks that are in this group, but also percentage who dropped out or percentage who graduated. You could use one or the other number, I would suggest. Here they have some adjusted ones, but you could, if you pick a chart, stick with a chart. Um, I think those are the main ones you might want to look at. You could kind of look at some of these crosstabs by um, kind of population by types of programs that they're in, but I don't think that that's would be particularly of interest. So that's one way to look at the student profile. You could also I think the other thing to consider is assessment and trying to see how well do students do on the MCAS scores. Uh, in sort of how, are they a high performing school or not in math, English, mathematics, and science. Um, you could do annual comparisons. Again, you might want to look at some of these things to see which ones. Here's some subrates, some results by subgroups. So this might be more particularly of interest to see if some of the target populations like low income, minority, and or sort of maybe English language learners or high needs students are performing worse in certain certain grades. This is a lot of data, so it might be a little bit difficult. So I think those are the two places you might want to look at. Um, here's a different sort of look at accountability. Like, did they meet their target for their MCAS? So you could also, or their performance index. So you could look at, if a school is more low performing than others. This is a way it takes in a lot of the information from different places. So this is the Mass Department of Elementary and Secondary Ed site. So I think the main thing you want to do is sort by um, public schools, select a municipality, search, choose grades 11 and 12, and then get the results there. And then that sorts out the schools that you need just for your study. And you can go to each individual school and look at it. The other site I mentioned was the American Fact Finder site from the census. Here's the URL. So if you just go factfinder.census.gov, it should take you to here. So often what you want is you want a geography. Okay, I need to go back to my advanced search. So if you come to Fact Finder, you come here, advanced search, and you often want a geography, in which case it's often a place and in a state. So we'll pick Massachusetts. And here again, let's choose Boston. Are they not allowing me to choose Boston? Hold on a second. Yep, Boston. So I add that to my selection. And then you often want a topic that is probably something related to people. Here, let's do educational attainment. So we can do educational attainment. Close that. We can just choose this top one here. I mean, here we give sort of, these are the total educational attainment. So very first, so about 20.7% of Boston City residents have a bachelor's degree or higher. Um, and then 53.8% have some college, less than high school diploma, and then less than high school. So this is sort of the breakdown. So mostly you're probably looking at folks who have at least some college or a bachelor's or higher, and kind of comparing that. That's the main thing here for educational attainment. You come back. One of the other topics under people is origins and citizenship. And here we have some comparative. You could pick probably one of the top ones, or if you want the 5-year estimates, that's often pretty good too. And again, this will tell us a bunch of different things about citizenship and individuals. So let's see here. Sorry, I'm just looking to see. This might only be information on citizen. Oh, here we go. Here. Oh, I think this, okay, so this is just of citizens. Hold on. Let's not do citizenship. Sorry, get out of this. I'm going to get rid of the citizenship. I'm hitting the X over here. Go back to topics, people, origins. No, origins. Let's try foreign born and see what that brings us. Again, I'm going to try to find the 5-year estimates. And look at this. I think this is giving me the same. Oh, here we go. So places of birth. So here's the number of foreign born. It's about 26.5% in Boston. But then we can also see of the foreign born population, what percentage is not a citizen. So 54.6%. But if you want to find the percentage of citizens of the overall population, you can take this number, the 91,158, and divide it by the total population, and that will give you a number of what percentage of the total population is actually not a citizen. It should be somewhere around probably 5 to 6%. It might be a little more in Boston, so you could kind of check that out. You could also see what percentage of folks speak English, um, uh, English language other than English in the home. That might be another indicator of things. Um, so that's another sort of a way to go. So this is the um, foreign-born item. I could probably gotten rid of educational attainment, and I would have gotten this here, which would probably have been even better. Oh, this will give you. So I got rid of educational attainment. So this gives me some age group stuff. Let's see if we do it for um, citizenship. These are just general social characteristics. No. Oh, this one has median household income. That is sometimes useful, but if you have the income disadvantage of the school, that's probably better. Here's language spoken at the, home. Again, educational attainment. I don't have the citizenship. Again, we have some racial demographics of the overall city. Huh. Okay, I don't see citizenship here. So I guess the other one was a better one. So these are two places where you can find information. I hope this is helpful. Let me know if it's not. And I'm sorry if I've gone through this kind of fast, but hopefully it's useful. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.